Many seek the path to victory, but only one can stand glorious over all. From the Badlands come the orcs and goblins, a green tide of brutal creatures that must be stopped.
Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at some of the artillery pieces that come with the Greenskin army. These are some of the batshit crazy stuff that orcs and goblins like to do. First off, we're going to go with the Goblin rock lobber. Basically, this works almost basically as a trebuchet, but being that it's orcs and goblin, it's a lot more inaccurate than a normal trebuchet you would expect. So, basically, there's only two types of artillery that the orcs and goblins get in the game. Now, the tabletop version, there's a lot more, but like spear chuckers and stuff. But these are the two that came with the game. So, an orc rock lobber is just basically a giant trebuchet that does armor-piercing missiles, which is fantastic. So it's got the potential to hit large groups of enemies and even armoured targets, which is fantastic. Trouble is they're very inaccurate, but it only takes like a couple of good hits with these guys to basically pay for themselves. I do enjoy using some artillery. So they've got very low armor. It's manned by goblins, so as you'd expect, very low morale, very low armour, speed. These don't really matter. It's got 22 ammunition, it's got a range of 380, which is fantastic for orcs and goblins, and a missile damage of 148 that was also armour piercing. We'll talk about how to use these shortly in a battle. It's kind of obvious, I guess, but we'll go into a skirmish battle and see how they do. The second unit is one of my favourite units in the Greenskin army. This is how crazy these people are, the orcs and goblins. So this is the Doom Diver Catapult. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. There's a contraption here that pulls back on this ratchet. They put it on the end, pin it, and then when they're ready to go, they'll go. And what's the ammunition, you're wondering? It's goblins. Goblins are the ammunition of this. The idea is that you fit a goblin with some explosives and a bat wing type thing, one of those like flight suits. You fire this guy into the air. The way it works on a tabletop game is that you fire this guy high up into the air, roughly where you want him to land, and then he will try to guide himself with his wings onto the target he wants to hit. It's an interesting... we'll show you in the battle. It's an interesting way to go. It says the projectile fired by this unit can home in on your target. When fired in first person mode, you can control the projectile yourself. It is so much fun. Right, let's see these two units in action. It's kind of pretty simple as to what they're about to do, isn't it, really? So we'll whack them up here. We'll put it on fast forward mode. So obviously the way you'd use both these units is sitting at the back and just molesting the enemy. As soon as they get into combat, they're broken. They're one of the weakest units in the game, and they will break immediately on contact. So the army is sort of bum rushing us, so we're just going to fire. We are in trees, which is not the most helpful for artillery fire in the world. Yeah. There goes a Doom Diver. There he is. Oh, he hit a tree. No, there he is. There he is. Is he going to hit? He's trying to guide it. There we go. Oh, they're so great. I love orcs and goblins. So this maybe not the best use of artillery in trees. Oh, but we did get a rock clobber through, but he didn't hit anything. They're like, what is this coming from the trees? I wonder how many Doom Divers have splatted onto the trees. I didn't. There he goes. There's a Doom Diver. No, I think he just hit a tree. He just hit a tree, people. Yeah. So this is not how to use artillery in the trees. I was expecting the enemy in the skirmish game to just go and stand there like they normally do, but they're actually realised, which is good. You know, good AI. Remember in the old games where they used to stand there and just get peppered. Oh, that's a decent rock lobber hit though. And here comes another Doom Diver. Can he hit? Oh, it's carnage. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Right, they're about to get broken. So as you can see, quick roundup. They're great artillery pieces. Don't expect them to be the most accurate things in the world, as another Doom Diver gets a really good hit. The Doom Divers are slightly more accurate. They do only have 22 shots, I think it was, to start the game. There's only so many goblins in the world that can actually fight. And they just sit at the back of your army, peppering the enemy. I wouldn't really protect them. They're not worth protecting. They're still relatively cheap. And they just do break. As soon as they get in combat, they're going to break. So just behind your main line, peppering the enemy as they come in. Hopefully you can get a few good shots. They're also good once the two sort of main battle lines have connected and they're in a big, massive fight, and you don't particularly want to fire into that combat. What you can do is then use them to start taking pot shots at other artillery pieces that are shorter range, a crushing defeat. And also missile infantry is really good, especially for the Doom Divers, because they're a little bit more accurate, but really, really fun for you to use in the game. Let me know which is your favourite in the comments, guys, and which you found, best in a real game. Just to let others know how you use them and everything like that. That would be fantastic. And hit the like button if you enjoy. Go out and check out all my other videos. I'm doing every race, every unit in the game, and then we're going to go on more advanced tactics. I apologise if you watched a lot of my tutorials and guides, because I say this at the end of each video and you've probably heard it a million times. Sorry, but I kind of have to in case you're new. Please subscribe, that'd be fantastic. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.